Right, so on Nemesis's 30th birthday, I'm actually climbing Oblivion, and as part of the VIP experience track walk. So Beth and Sam have gone to do Wicker Man, and I'm going to be doing Oblivion. It's a very strange VIP experience because we got sent an email and we had a call from the VIP team yesterday. Lovely staff members, as is the case with everybody who seems to be working at the park this year. But they said that on Oblivion, you're not allowed to record any video, and only photos can be taken in the station. You can't even record video in the station. He said no videos on the ride, at the top of the ride, with GoPros or any filming equipment, because they don't want to spoil the experience. I did laugh. I tried to hold it in, but I did laugh. The reason being is because there's POVs that have been posted by the resort online. There's videos have been posted on TV shows. I remember when those 3 comedians came to Oblivion and they were riding it, and they had like drone shots and stuff up there anyway, so all the views are spoiled already. And there's lots of other Oblivion related content that spoils the view. A member of staff will be carrying a GoPro up to the top of that lift hill and taking a photo of me doing the experience. It's a strange one. Why can't we take GoPros? It's a little bit of a strange one, and we're paying £80 for the pleasure. Am I still looking forward to it? Yes, I am. Do I agree with the price? No, I don't. It's very quiet. I haven't seen anybody else. We've been told to meet at the brand new arcade that's had all the new Apollo signs, print work and stuff on the building. So we've been told to meet there before our experience. But it's very quiet, whereas there was quite a few people on the Wicker Man one. Right, I see humans, but not as many as Wicker Man. Right, so after the clip that you just saw there, we got into our harnesses, and the harnesses were still in their bags. Funnily enough, this wasn't the only thing that felt a little bit unprepared. Now, let me just get this out of the way first and foremost. All of the ride hosts were incredible. Some of the nicest people you could ever wish to meet in your entire life. People who'd probably been operating the ride all day, probably just want to go home, and they spend the extra amount of time with us. And they were cheery, they were smiley, they were happy. There was not one miserable person in that station. But when we approached the area, the meetup point for the VIP track walk, there was like 2 members of a team that was over to one side, and we didn't know if they were with our group or they were going to introduce themselves or anything. And I'm not sure if that was part of the VIP team market. I don't know who they were. And they were over there, and the group of people doing the track walk were over here. And straight away, it was just very awkward, because it was like, clearly they're here for something to do with what we're doing. And then we were just all huddled around like, why has nobody come over and, said hello to us or anything like that? It's a VIP experience. You want to feel special. You want to feel like you're appreciated. And it just felt as though they were kind of over there, and we're stuck over here being a burden. And that was already a very awkward atmosphere to start the experience. But as soon as the ride hosts came out and introduced themselves to everybody, it's like, yes, these are the people that I want to be hanging around with. We go into the station, and all the equipment was still in its bag, all the harnesses, all the helmets, everything. It was all brand new. So when you're taking all the stuff out, it still had all the tags on and all that sort of stuff. So straight away, it hadn't been prepared before we went into the station, which I thought was it's a new event. These VIP things are all brand new. Everyone's kind of getting into the swing of things. Obviously, there's going to be teething issues. I just think having everything prepared, ready, before people come in is probably a good start. And being shown how to put the harness on. Not everybody's going to know how to put a harness on, so simply just putting it over your shoulders, which was like what we were told, put it on like a jacket, and then everything else, everyone's looking around like, yeah, okay, now what? We're just about to go up a very scary, track walk. We need to feel safe here. So bit by bit, we got there in the end. Some people had the harnesses on the wrong way. Some people's were twisted. We got it sorted in the end. Once we were sorted, there wasn't really much of a briefing or safety briefing. And funnily enough, we never got to sign everything. We didn't sign anything, which is another strange one, because normally with like Blackpool and all that sort of stuff, you have to sign stuff if you're ascending to a height. And we didn't sign anything. And Yeah, and we were also told before the experience, I was rang by a lovely person on the VIP team to say like last minute terms and conditions, but they were different terms and conditions for what we had agreed to and what we paid for. Now, what we paid for originally said all the standard stuff, standard footwear, yada, 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 mentioned nothing about photos and videos. So we were under the impression you can take photos and videos to your heart's content. And we were expecting an email close to the date with what you could use, wrist strap, chest mount, something like that, just to confirm that you were allowed to take photos and videos. Now, the day before the event, someone rang up and they said, sorry, you cannot take photos up on the lift hill. You can take them in the station, but no videos in the station, and absolutely no videos up there, and no filming allowed whatsoever. The climb was incredible. Going up was scary. The experience was amazing. Getting up to the top, we stayed up there for half an hour. We took in the views. That part of the experience, the actual experience, is incredible. Is it worth £80? Absolutely bloody not. It should be £40 maximum. And the GoPro photos, it's a GoPro. The photos are horrendous. One person was taking one photo from one side of the track, one person was taking photos from the other. Now, they were the loveliest people in the world, incredible. But we know full well GoPros are terrible at taking photos. And all of the photos come out at a distance where you have, if you zoom in, our faces look like they've been readjusted on a plastic surgeon's table. It really does not look like flattering when you zoom in, and they're just very distant photos. The only decent one was taken by the person who was on our side of the track, because you had someone in front of your group and someone at the back on both sides of the walkway going up, and you could choose a side. And the only good photo that we had is this one of me and Ian, which actually is a good photo because it was taken by the person who was close to us, whereas GoPro struggles with that photo, you know, across the way. They're all blurry photos. They all come out pretty terrible. And it's a shame because it's a special thing you want to be a part of. You want to remember these things. And the fact that we've, you know, been told all these restrictions last minute that we didn't pay for, I'm pretty sure if it said in the terms and conditions you weren't allowed to film or capture anything up there, then there'd be nobody on that group, or a lot less people than there were in that group. Even if I wasn't a vlogger or a blogger, I want to create a memory. I want a good photo that I can take myself. How does the video spoil the experience of a ride that every single person all day every day is going up that lift hill on the ride and looking at the views? It spoils nothing. The only thing that it would help is to promote the experience. My reactions up there, how nervous I was, Charlotte and Sean in front of me like giving me a pep talk on how to get up the steps because I'm scared of heights. Like stuff like that, it would promote the experience. Like it would make people want to do it. Like I'm overcoming a fear and showing my face as I'm going up there and coming down there, and any issues or concerns that I had on the way up or at the top were completely eradicated when I was at the top. It was scarier going up, even scarier coming down because the steps are see-through. But the whole experience was tainted from the very cold introduction at the start. And then suddenly the ride hosts all came, and they were the loveliest people in the world, and they made that experience. So the people who represent the experience behind the scenes not only messed up with the terms and conditions, and we kind of almost feel misled. We paid a lot of money for a lot of nothing, and the photos that we got as a result were blurry and not great quality. Like some of them were okay, but that's no fault of the ride hosts either. That's just GoPro quality. Professional photography up there, your own photography, a pouch, anything would be better than the quality of photos that we received. But yeah, it's a shame that I've had to bring more of a negative video to this, because obviously some people are going to want to go up there and they'll enjoy it, but I can't justify the price. I can't recommend it at that price point. I just can't. I'm sure the tours thereafter will be much better in terms of the fluidity, and maybe the people that greet you at the start actually come over, say hello, a friendly introduction, make you feel special. We didn't get any of that. We just kind of felt like we're a bit of a burden. And after that, we got a nice little walk through X Sector, and it's all quiet, all the rides are off, and yeah, it's very peaceful up there at the top. Not for the faint-hearted. If you're very, very scared of heights and you're not as stupid as me trying to push his, brave buttons, then go and do the Wicker Man one. It seems like it's more of an easier lift hill climb. Even people who came to spectate you at the bottom, should you wish, were not allowed to video record you from the bottom, which is ridiculous. Hopefully this feedback, it's going to come from a few people. Once they send those feedback forms out, I think every single person on our group thought exactly the same. And there was a lot of issues there. There was a lot of people complaining afterwards. They paid a lot for nothing they can really share or enjoy. The certificates, digital, weren't even printed. Even Pleasure Beach print those out. Pleasure Beach miles ahead in terms of the VIP experiences. You actually feel special. You actually feel looked after, like it's exclusive and unique. And yes, the lift hill was unique and it was surrounded by some great people, yes, but the price point just doesn't add up. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.